7th Avenue, Manhattan. February 1987. Snow falls in thick clumps. The sidewalks are grey with slush. Inside a 5-story building on West 38th Street, 800 sewing machines hum in unison. The building has no sign. The windows are covered with wire mesh. This is the heart of the garment district. This is where fabric becomes fortune. And every dollar that moves through this building passes through the hands of 2 men who have never sewn a stitch in their lives. If you love stories about power built on fear, unions turned into weapons, and legitimate business twisted into criminal empire, make sure to follow, because this one ends with wiretaps, testimony, and 2 of the most violent mobsters in American history facing life without parole. New York City, winter 1986. A truck parks outside a construction site on the Upper East Side. The site is a luxury high-rise, 40 stories, $200 million project. The truck delivers steel beams. The driver signs a receipt. The beams are offloaded by a crane operator who is paid $68 per hour. He works 4 hours. He is paid for 8. This is not an error. This is the system. The crane operator is a member of the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 3. The union is controlled by the Lucchese crime family. The family is controlled by Vittorio Amuso and Anthony Casso. Amuso is the boss. Casso is the underboss. Together, they control the concrete, the steel, the labor, and the bids. Together, they decide who builds in New York and who does not. The garment district runs from 34th Street to 42nd Street. It covers roughly 8 square blocks. In the mid-1980s, it employs over 100,000 people. Most are immigrants. Most speak little English. Most work 12-hour days for wages below minimum. But the unions that represent them are paid very well. The International Ladies Garment Workers Union, known as ILGWU, collects dues from every worker. The union is supposed to protect them. Instead, it protects the employers. It allows sweatshop conditions, it allows wage theft, it allows violations of fire codes and safety standards. In exchange, the employers pay the union, and the union pays the mob. Vittorio Amuso becomes boss of the Lucchese family in 1986. He is 49 years old. He grew up in Brooklyn. He never finished high school. He worked as a truck driver. He joined the family in 1963. He rises slowly. He is patient. He is ruthless. He does not speak much. He does not smile. His nickname is Vic. No one calls him that to his face. Anthony Casso becomes underboss the same year. He is 44 years old. He grew up in South Brooklyn. His father was a longshoreman. His mother worked in a bakery. Casso is different from Amuso. He is loud. He is violent. He enjoys inflicting pain. His nickname is Gaspipe. The name comes from his father, who used a gas pipe as a weapon. Casso inherits the habit. He carries a piece of pipe wrapped in electrical tape. He uses it on people who owe money. He uses it on people who disrespect him. He uses it because he likes to. Together, Amuso and Casso take over the family from Anthony Corallo. Corallo is 73 years old. He is serving a 100-year sentence under the RICO Act. He ran the family for 12 years. He controlled unions, construction, garbage, and the concrete industry. He earned millions per year, but he is gone now. Amuso and Casso inherit the machine. They do not waste time. They expand. The garment district is already under family control when they take over. The Lucchese crew that runs it is led by a capo named Paul Vario. Vario is connected to dozens of garment factories. He provides loans. He provides muscle. He provides union protection. In return, he takes a percentage. The percentage is not negotiable. Factories that refuse to pay are shut down. Trucks are hijacked. Workers are intimidated. Fabric shipments disappear. The message is clear: pay or leave. But Vario is old. He is careful. He does not push too hard. Amuso and Casso do not share his restraint. They see the garment district as untapped potential. They see 800 factories. They see 100,000 workers. They see millions of dollars moving every week. They want a bigger piece. In 1987, Casso sends word to every factory owner in the district. The union dues are increasing. The increase is 40%. There is no vote. There is no negotiation. Factory owners comply. They have no choice. The workers do not see the extra money. The union keeps it. The union passes it to the family. The family deposits it in offshore accounts. The cycle repeats every month. Construction is a bigger prize. New York is building everywhere: office towers, residential high-rises, shopping centers, hotel complexes. Every project requires permits, materials, labor, and union approval. The Lucchese family controls the unions. They control Teamsters Local 282. They control the Mason Tenders District Council. They control the cement and concrete workers. They control the operating engineers. If you want to build in New York, you pay the family. The system works like this. A developer wants to build. He hires a general contractor. The contractor submits a bid. The bid includes labor costs. Labor costs are inflated. The inflation is intentional. The extra money goes to the union. The union shares it with the family. If the developer refuses, the project does not get union approval. Without union approval, there are no workers. Without workers, there is no construction. Without construction, the developer loses money. Most developers pay. Some developers try to use non-union labor. This is a mistake. In 1988, a developer named Gerald Schwartz tries to build a residential tower in Queens using non-union crews. The project is worth $80 million. Construction begins in March. By April, the site is vandalized, equipment is destroyed, trucks are set on fire, workers are threatened. Schwartz hires private security. The vandalism continues. In June, Schwartz meets with a union representative. The representative is connected to the Lucchese family. He explains the situation. Schwartz can use non-union labor, but the project will never finish. Or Schwartz can hire union labor, pay the rates, finish on time. Schwartz agrees. The vandalism stops. The project finishes. Schwartz never uses non-union labor again. Bid rigging is another tool. The family controls multiple contractors. When a city project goes out for bid, the contractors coordinate. They decide who will win. The other contractors submit higher bids. The winner pays the family a percentage. The city believes it is getting competitive pricing. It is not. The bids are rigged. The prices are inflated. The taxpayers pay more. The family collects the difference. One example is the construction of the Jacob Javits Convention Center. The project is massive. 800,000 square feet, $600 million budget. It begins in 1980. It finishes in 1986. It is over budget by $200 million. Much of the overrun is due to inflated labor costs. The unions charge premium rates. The contractors charge premium fees. The family takes a cut of both. Federal investigators later estimate the mob earned $15 million from the Javits Center alone. Ghost jobs are another revenue stream. A ghost job is a position that does not exist. The worker is on the payroll, the worker collects a salary, but the worker never shows up. The money goes to the family. On large construction sites, there can be dozens of ghost jobs. Crane operators, electricians, laborers, security guards. Each one collects $40 to $70 per hour. Each one sends the money to a capo. The capo sends it up the chain. By the time it reaches Amuso and Casso, it is clean. Anthony Casso runs the construction rackets personally. He meets with contractors. He approves bids. He enforces payments. He is not subtle. In 1988, a contractor named Edward Halloran is late with a payment. Halloran owes $50,000. He says he does not have it. Casso visits him at a construction site in the Bronx. Casso brings two men. They take Halloran into a trailer. Casso breaks Halloran's hand with the gas pipe. He tells Halloran to find the money. Halloran finds it. He pays the next day. Casso is also responsible for eliminating problems. Problems include informants, rival mobsters, and anyone who threatens the operation. Between 1986 and 1990, Casso is suspected of ordering at least 15 murders. Most are never solved. Some are spectacular. In 1987, a Gambino family associate named Nicholas Guido is mistaken for another man with the same name. Casso orders the hit. Guido is shot in his car. The wrong Nicholas Guido. Casso does not apologize. He says mistakes happen. The Federal Bureau of Investigation begins investigating the Lucchese family in 1985. The investigation is part of a larger effort to dismantle the 5 families using the RICO Act. RICO stands for Racketeer, Influenced and Corrupt Organizations. The law allows prosecutors to charge entire organizations, not just individuals. It allows them to use evidence of a pattern of criminal activity. It is the most powerful tool the government has against organized crime. The FBI focuses on the unions. They know the unions are controlled by the mob. They know the mob uses the unions to extort businesses, but proving it requires evidence. Evidence requires wiretaps, informants, and surveillance. The FBI begins all 3. Wiretaps are installed in 1986. One is placed in the office of Teamsters Local 282 in the Bronx. Another is placed in a social club on Mulberry Street in Little Italy. A third is placed in a phone booth on 7th Avenue near the Garment District. The wiretaps record thousands of hours of conversation. Most are mundane, but some are incriminating. On one recording, Casso discusses a bid for a city sanitation project. He mentions the winning contractor by name. He mentions the percentage the family will receive. He mentions a union official who needs to be paid off. The recording is clear. The content is damning. Surveillance begins in 1987. Agents follow Amuso and Casso. They photograph meetings. They record license plates. They document patterns. Amuso is careful. He changes cars. He uses payphones. He rarely meets in public. Casso is less careful. He meets contractors at restaurants. He meets union officials at his home. He is confident. He believes he is untouchable. The FBI also recruits informants. This is harder. The Lucchese family has a strict code. Betrayal means death. Most members will not talk, but some do. In 1988, a Lucchese associate named Peter Chiodo is arrested for drug trafficking. He is facing 20 years. The FBI offers him a deal. Cooperate and serve 5 years. Refuse and serve 20. Chiodo cooperates. He provides details about the construction rackets. He names names. He describes meetings. He testifies before a grand jury. His testimony is sealed. His identity is protected. For now. In 1989, the FBI intercepts a payment. A contractor is delivering $50,000 in cash to a capo named Frank Gioia. The payment is for a construction project in Manhattan. The FBI follows the contractor. They photograph the exchange. They do not intervene. They are building a case. They want the entire organization, not just one transaction. Amuso and Casso begin to sense pressure. Informants are rare, but they exist. Wiretaps are suspected, but not confirmed. In 1990, Amuso orders a purge. He suspects several members of cooperating with the government. He orders Casso to eliminate them. Casso complies. Between January and May 1990, 7 Lucchese associates are killed. Most are shot. One is strangled. Another is stabbed. The bodies are found in cars, alleys, and construction sites. The message is clear. Do not talk. But the purge backfires. It creates fear within the family. Members begin to worry they will be next. Some decide to cooperate before they are killed. In April 1990, a capo named Alphonse Darco approaches the FBI. Darco has been with the family for 30 years. He is a made man. He is trusted. But he believes Amuso and Casso are planning to kill him. He decides to flip. He provides the FBI with a detailed account of the family's operations. He describes the union rackets. He describes the construction schemes. He names contractors, union officials, and corrupt city employees. His testimony is devastating. The indictments come in May 1991. Vittorio Amuso is charged with racketeering, extortion, murder and conspiracy. Anthony Casso is charged with the same. 12 other members are also indicted. The charges are based on wiretap evidence, informant testimony and financial records. The indictment is 70 pages long. It details the family's control of unions, construction, and the garment district. It describes the bid rigging, ghost jobs, and kickbacks. It lists specific projects, specific payments, and specific crimes. Amuso is arrested in July 1991. He is found in a safe house in Pennsylvania. He does not resist. He is extradited to New York. He is held without bail. Casso goes into hiding. The FBI offers a reward, $100,000 for information leading to his arrest. Casso stays hidden for 2 years. Casso is arrested in January 1993. He is found in a house in New Jersey. He is living under an alias. When agents enter, he does not fight. He knows it is over. He is extradited to New York. He is held without bail. He is placed in solitary confinement. He will remain there for the rest of his life. The trial begins in May 1993. It lasts 4 months. The prosecution calls 67 witnesses. They include contractors, union officials, and former Lucchese members. They describe the system in detail. They explain how the rackets worked. They explain how much money the family earned. They explain how Amuso and Casso enforced the rules. Alphonse Darco testifies for 6 days. He describes meetings with Amuso and Casso. He describes orders to collect money. He describes orders to kill. His testimony is calm and detailed. He does not exaggerate. He does not embellish. He simply recounts what happened. The jury listens in silence. Peter Chiodo also testifies. He describes the construction rackets. He describes the bid rigging. He describes the ghost jobs. He provides documents, payroll records, union contracts, bank statements. The documents corroborate his testimony. The defense tries to discredit him. They point out he is a convicted felon. They point out he is testifying for a reduced sentence. But the documents speak for themselves. The defense argues that Amuso and Casso were businessmen. They argue that the payments were legitimate consulting fees. They argue that the unions operated independently. They argue that the prosecution has not proven a criminal conspiracy. The jury does not believe them. The verdict comes in September 1993. Vittorio Amuso is found guilty on all counts. Anthony Casso is found guilty on all counts. Sentencing is scheduled for November. Amuso shows no emotion. Casso smiles. It is not a happy smile. It is a smile that says he expected this. Amuso is sentenced to life in prison without parole. He is sent to the United States Penitentiary in Florence, Colorado. He is held in the Supermax facility, 23 hours per day in solitary confinement. He is 76 years old. He will die in prison. Casso is also sentenced to life without parole. But Casso decides to cooperate. He provides information on corrupt law enforcement officials. He provides information on other families. He testifies in multiple trials. In exchange, his sentence is reduced. But the cooperation does not last. Casso lies. He contradicts himself. He fabricates evidence. The government withdraws the deal. His sentence is reinstated. Life without parole. He is sent to the Supermax facility in Florence. He dies there in December 2020. He is 78 years old. The aftermath is immediate. The Lucchese family collapses. Members scatter, capos flip, soldiers go into hiding. The family never recovers. Today it is a shadow, a handful of old men. No power, no influence, no fear. The unions are cleaned up, slowly. The International Ladies Garment Workers Union is placed under federal oversight. The teamsters are placed under a consent decree. The mason tenders are restructured. Corrupt officials are removed. New leadership is installed. It takes years. But the mob is pushed out. The garment district changes. Factories close. The industry moves overseas. Cheaper labor, fewer regulations. By 2000, most of the buildings on 7th Avenue are empty. Some become office space. Some become luxury apartments. The sewing machines are gone, the sweatshops are gone, the mob is gone. Construction also changes. Bid rigging is harder now. Federal oversight is tighter. Contractors are audited. Union officials are monitored. Ghost jobs still exist, but they are rarer. The system is not perfect, but it is better. The case becomes a blueprint. Federal prosecutors use the same methods against other families: wiretaps, informants, RICO charges. By 2000, the 5 families are broken. They still exist, but they are weak. They cannot control entire industries anymore. They cannot dictate who builds and who does not. They are criminal organizations, but they are not empires. 7th Avenue today is quiet. The snow still falls in winter. The slush still covers the sidewalks, but the buildings are different now. The wire mesh is gone. The factories are gone. The fear is gone. The garment district is a memory, a footnote in the history of organized crime, a story about how power built on fear eventually collapses under its own weight. Amuso and Casso built an empire on unions. They controlled the fabric. They controlled the concrete. They controlled the labor. They earned millions. But they could not control the one thing that destroyed them: witnesses. People who decided that prison was better than silence. People who decided that cooperation was better than loyalty. People who understood that the code was broken and the empire was ending. The last recording from the wiretap is dated April 1991. Casso is speaking to a contractor. He is angry. The contractor is late with a payment. Casso says, "Pay or you are done." The contractor says he will pay. Casso hangs up. The recording ends. 3 weeks later, the contractor becomes an informant. He wears a wire. He records 6 more conversations. Each one is used at trial. Each one helps convict Amuso and Casso. That is how it ended. Not with violence, not with drama, with recordings, with testimony, with documents, with patience. The government did not fight the mob with guns. They fought with accountants, with wiretaps, with informants who decided that fear was not enough anymore. Amuso sits in a cell in Colorado. He is allowed 1 hour of exercise per day. He is allowed 1 phone call per month. He does not receive visitors. He does not write letters. He does not speak. He has been silent for 30 years. He will be silent until he dies. Casso is gone, buried in a prison cemetery. No headstone, no marker, no family at the funeral. He died alone. He died hated. He died knowing that his cooperation meant nothing, that his betrayals were worthless, that the empire he helped build was dust. The unions still exist. The garment district is still there. The construction sites are still rising. But the mob does not control them anymore. The system changed. The fear ended. The racket collapsed. And the men who built it are forgotten. This is what remains: files in an archive, transcripts in a courthouse, a cornerstone on a building that no one notices, and the knowledge that every empire, no matter how powerful, has a breaking point. For the Lucchese family, the breaking point was 1991. For Amuso and Casso, it was the moment someone decided to talk. And once the talking started, it never stopped.